All right, once again, we live Sunday night back in the man cave. Appreciate y'all rocking with us in advance. I guess we'll figure out how many more people we can piss off tonight. I know we pissed a few off last week, so we want to make sure that we stay consistent. We don't want to mess up the curve. But before we get going, I want to say what's up to the All-State coach and All-State PG. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey, man. Trying to make it, man. Port cards just came out this week, so we're on the fourth quarter. We're on the last leg of the fourth quarter relay for the school year. It's crazy that we made it to this point, but, grace and mercy. Thank God for that. So got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to jump right in with Tuma Take. Want to make sure we go right to the PG. So what's on your mind? Anything on your mind, boss?
Yeah, I got some on my mind, and it's about what we've been able to accomplish in the last years, and just trying to get people to respect what we're doing and in the good of what we're trying to do it for. So, like, us three are very open and honest. We're very supportive guys of everything that goes on with Polk County basketball. But when is it going to become a time that kids mostly learn how to respect what we're doing the same way they respect the Ledger or they respect the FHSAA, All-State, and all this and that? It's kind of sad that when we decide to put out our rankings, we're the little old Polk hoops, or we don't know what we're talking about, and we don't get no credibility because we don't mention kids' names where they feel they should be at compared to where the Ledger would put them at or where they get put at as far as in the all-state rankings. And I think for me, kids are more focused on being second than trying to be the best. If we're putting you on the third team or second team, if you ain't made the first team and we put in you mad because you made the second team Ledger and you didn't make the first team Ledger, I think you've lost me in a battle already, because the goal is to be the best player. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not on the first team, then you being mad about being on the third team or the second team, it's still, what can I do to improve my game to make sure I make the first team? Not discredit what these people are giving as far as rankings. Because, like, for example, if we put you on third team and then you make first team All-State, of course we're going to look at it and say, well, what did we do wrong? I think we'll all own up to that. We'll have that type of conversation because we're good men that talk good about sports. But if you're not in that type of position where you're an all-state player and we're ranking you on the third team or second team, don't disrespect what we're doing. Because for me, I look at the Ledger. The Ledger has totally was off, and I did not see one comment come from anybody about the Ledger and how they rank players. Did you guys see anything?
Not one thing.
But soon as we do, and this is the second year of it, like soon as we do it, we're the little this and we don't know what we're talking about, and then you want us to give you credibility. I'm fine with not even mentioning your name if it gets to that, especially if you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, because as a coach, you should be able to have that conversation with us, and we can agree to disagree, because that's what we do on this podcast. We agree and we disagree, but we don't disrespect each other as three. We respect each other enough as three men to not discredit what one of us saying what we believe. Like you, Coach Polk, you didn't believe the Player of the Year thing. You didn't agree with what we did, but we didn't fuss and argue and tell you how bad you are for it, or you lose credibility for that. So at what point does it stop that you want us to respect you, and then when we put 6 different scenarios down, we're the little guys? You know what I'm saying? Well, we weren't the little guys when we ranked your team in the top 5 because you shared that, or a parent shared that, or a coach. But as soon as we don't give you the credit that the Ledger gave you, we're the little guys.
Well, we wasn't the little guy when we had you in for Player of the Week.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't the little guys on that type of stuff. So I mean, for us, I mean, respect goes both ways. But for me, I don't have to mention you. It don't hurt me to forget who you are, because number one, you're a kid. You should learn. I mean, from the culture, you should learn that. Learn how to take in what you don't expect you deserve, and build that as carried on how hard you need to work. Not try to discredit and talk down. And I guess that's the problem now for me, is these kids have so much access to the internet that they're able to speak their mind, and no one's teaching them when to speak their mind and when not to speak their mind. And then they speak their mind away, and then it can discredit them, because at the end of the day, Polk Hoops is getting emails, getting messages in the inboxes asking about kids. You know, and if you talking bad on us, what we supposed to do? Still kiss your butt, and reach out and try to help you as a kid when you're feeling some type of way about what we're doing? I just don't. I think it needs to be a better understanding. Now, if you argue with every media outlet, we know you as a person or you as a parent. But when you don't say nothing to nobody except what Polk Hoops decide to do as far as their rankings, I don't get that. I don't understand that.
Well, I can tell you, I teach a college success class out at Polk State. Been teaching it about 10 years, and I do a lesson on essentially etiquette, and that's just a section on how to present yourself, how to talk, and like via like written wise. And one rule I always tell the students is, when you get upset about something, the first thing and the best thing for you to do is walk away from anything electronic, be it a cell phone, be it a laptop, be it a desktop, because when you are emotional, you're not rational. And so you make a post because you're mad. You send an email to a professor in all caps because you're mad because of how they graded a paper, or you feel like they didn't see, give you what you thought you should have got. And then once you calm down, now you're thinking clearly, but it's too late, because with social media, you make a tweet, and as soon as you make that tweet, okay, you kind of, you didn't mean to do it, you take it down. It's 2, 3, 10 people already done the screenshot it and shared it and everything else. So once it's out there, it's out. And so you got to be careful with how you respond when you are emotional, especially with technology, because you can't take it back. And like you say, with kids, we know kids get emotional, and we're on here. The thing that always surprises me, and I'm getting kind of used to it, but it's like, we on here trying to help kids. We've been doing this going on 2 years, well, a year now, not even 2 years. We've been doing this like a year now, and all we've done is help kids. We don't talk negative about kids. We don't talk negative about programs. We don't talk negative about coaches. We don't do nothing negative. Everything we do is positive. So when you see a kid that or a grown up or whatever that tags you and it's negative, it's always like, for me, it's always kind of like, man, what I always look at myself like, okay, what did I say? Just like last week when they say we were saying something negative about Dathan. I'm like, did we say something negative? Maybe we did. Maybe I said something I just didn't know. But like you say, you got to be careful of what you decide to do when you're in the moment, because you're not going to always be in the moment. And so I totally agree with you, man. We are trying to help, and that's all we've ever tried to do is help, and that's all we are going to do is help. And so just make sure that you take it for where it's at. And like I think Coach Cousins said, it's to the point now where I guess we're getting more respect than the ledge. We didn't set out to get more respect than the ledge. We just set out to do right by the kids and the teams and the community, because we feel like that's what they deserved, and that's not what was happening. Polk County basketball wasn't getting a true representation. That was the whole point of starring Polk Hoops from the jump. So nobody goes to more games. Between the three of us, we go to more games. So when we say we saw it, we talk about a kid, we've seen the kids. Between Coach, between you, between me, we've seen the kids. So it's not like we just, kind of talking out the side of our head. So when we say a kid like Marquise Rue is 17 and 10, and he deserves to be first team, we ain't just saying it. We can back it up because we've seen him, and then his numbers show it. We can say Cooper Ellis deserved to be first team because he averaged 17 and 8 and led his team to the regional semis. We're not just talking out the side of our head. We've seen this stuff. So when we talk about a kid way down in Sebring who nobody knows about last year, Alvin Tumlin, who ended up being first team All-State, and then comes to Santa Fe, and then he get bought till 35, and he give everybody in the county, oh, that's who he is. We was talking. Remember, I was talking about Tumlin last year when nobody was even giving him even like, oh, he's secret. So we're not just making this stuff up. So I'm totally with you on that. It's always interesting that when we put something out compared to what other people put out, like you say, it's always second guess. But just be careful. Just be careful of being emotional.
I'm not sensitive to opinions.
Right.
I'm sensitive to I'm sensitive when you disrespect, when it goes to the disrespect.
Exactly.
Me right now, I look at we're not little Polk hoops.
No.
If anybody that feel that way, I definitely don't feel like we're little Polk hoops. I think what we've done in a year is outdid anybody in Polk County in the last 5 to 10 years trying to showcase these kids and talk about basketball. So ain't nothing little about us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't like to see it. And maybe it's just me.
No, it ain't just you. It ain't just
you. But when I see it, I get angry. I remember being called the little, oh, that's you who used to have the little, you the one be doing the little parties and stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna challenge you to make sure you know what I'm doing now. As I'm a big guy in this game, but you know what I'm saying? The little word kind of bothers me, man.
It ain't, you ain't wrong. When we first started the five back in the day, when we started the five, it was 5 other teams that was in, and so we was the little people, because we was young. We didn't know what we was doing. Me, McGriff, Tommy Lane, rest in peace, Tommy Lane. We all young guys. We didn't know what we was doing. So what y'all call yourself doing? And you look at it now, and the five been around over 20-some years, and it speak for itself. But we was the little guys then. We didn't know what we was doing. We weren't gonna be around, none of that kind of stuff. So it's just it like you say, you try to ignore it, but it's hard to ignore it when you know where you at with stuff and the effort you put in and the reason behind what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like if we was doing it for a different reason, if we was half doing it, if we was like missing kids, you can't say on none of our teams that we missed a kid that put in work that deserved to be mentioned. I would challenge you to say that. If you do,
what's your thoughts, Coach Billy D?
Man, I think it's a life lesson to be learned here. You know what I'm saying? In order to, get respect, you have to give it also. And the thing is that I think it's a scope of this generation and how they are this entitled generation, and they feel that they have to respond to everything that happens in the world today, whether it's to them or to somebody else. They feel that they're obligated to go on social media and respond, and that's not the case. If you feel that you deserve to be on the first team, then don't leave it up to us. Your play will determine that. A big thing with the Rue kid is that not only did he average 17 and 10, he took his team all the way to the regional final. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is okay, you can have numbers, but what is your team doing? Make it easy for us to put you on those teams. If you leave it up to opinion, then you fall where you're at. But my thing is respect goes all the way around. Like, we're not getting paid for this. We doing this out of the goodness of our heart, trying to make this thing global. Trying to reach out to any outlet that we can to help these kids get to the next level.
And I see where Rex Polite, I know he a Bartow guy. I know the Dathan Davis combo rubbed a lot of people wrong, the Bartow folks wrong. But even with, like I said, and then we'll go to you, Coach, with the Coach's Corner. we didn't say nothing negative. We just didn't agree with him being on first team. And that's not a negative comment. Just like I said, if you go to Bartow, he was very, 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 I don't know how many more veries I got to say, very important to Bartow's success. Without him, they wouldn't have been successful. So nobody, just because we said we don't think he should have made first team, don't mean he wasn't still important to Bartow. That still don't mean he's not a good kid and a good player, because he is a good player. He is a good kid. We just saying we didn't say he was first team all county, especially when you look at a kid like Rue, who didn't get mentioned at all. So just to give you a quick comparison, then we'll move on. Bill Lambier for the Pistons back in the day. Bill Lambier didn't really make any all-star teams that I can remember. But everybody knows, who knows basketball, knows how important Bill Lambier was to the success of the Detroit Pistons. So inside of them, inside their locker room, he was gold. He wanted him on that squad, but to the league, he wasn't making no first team all NBAs. He wasn't making no all-star teams, but his importance did not lessen because he didn't make those. And that's all I was saying. I'm not speaking for y'all too, but I'm not lessening Dathan's effect with Bartow because of the fact I said I don't think he should have made first team based off of other players. That didn't lessen his impact or his ability as a player. I'm just saying that, and I had a conversation with McGriff about this the day after we had the show. So I just, just putting it into context, and folks just immediately took it in a negative because we didn't agree. We don't have to agree for it to make sense. So in any event, we're gonna transition, right? Was you done, PG? My bad.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I don't think I had to talk about.
Transition right to the coach's corner. I'm sure it'll come back up because once we start talking players, it'll bring itself back. Coach's corner, you got anything on your mind, Coach?
Yes, sir. Something happened this weekend. Very tragic. Very tragic. Coaches coach, players play, parents need to be parents. So the situation that's bothering me right now up in Ohio, where a parent actually confronts the coach about playing time. You know what I'm saying? Then they get into a confrontation, then he ends up shooting the coach. You know what I'm saying? So
hold on, he shot the coach. What you talking about, Coach? My bad.
Yes.
Bring me on that.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about the one where you had said,
Coach. He ends up shooting the coach because they got into a confrontation about. No, this happened this weekend. Matter of fact, I'll send this one to you too. Coach, Coach got shot because he got confronted by a parent about playing time.
Jeez.
So, I'm gonna let y'all talk on that. What do y'all take on that? Should it ever escalate to that point?
A parent shot a coach because they didn't play, because the child didn't get playing time?
Yes, sir. Confrontation happened out in the parking lot. He ends up going to get his gun and he shot the coach in the parking lot.
I'm ready to retire right now from step coaches. That's crazy, dog.
Over playing time, Coach?
Coach, I'm sending it to you right now.
Gee.
Over playing time.
Monty just shared.
My thing is like, it has to be like a blatant, reason, or that you see that, that your child is not getting the time that he's getting, other than that, it's really the work that you put in, the trust that you build in practice. For a coach to trust you to put you out there. But we have to stay in our lane is what I'm saying. Let the coaches coach, let the players play, let the parents be parents. If they don't like the situation that's for their child, I mean it's a transfer culture anyway, just find you another team. So your child can get, what you expecting out of their team. But
Coach, how do you
why
get
are we in a culture now where we confronting people about things like that?
How do you get to the point where I'm walking up on you in the parking lot, first of all, and then second of all, to the point where I go to my car and get a gun and come back and shoot you? What in the world? So how much playing time your kid gonna get now? Or how much you gonna be able to support your kid now? Because you and your kid life pretty much over. Well, your life over. I mean, and your
who's gonna want to coach
that
kid?
That's what I'm saying. Your kid saw it, first of all. Second of all, so he traumatized. I saw what Coach Seven said, the kid 4th grade or something. And then third of all, who gonna want to deal with you on any level, athletic wise? I don't want to deal with you.
Well, you don't know, they got uncles, brothers, or whatever coming out after that. So I
know what I'm saying. I don't know how your family, how deep your family is with that one. Now we full. No, y'all. I just saw y'all gonna be 82 zip. Now we good. You see, you ain't got no PG. You can't get the ball crash half court. Nah, we good. We'll keep throwing it. We'll keep on with 25 turnovers a game. Nah, we good. I just saw y'all had 25 turnovers a game. You need a PG. Nah, we good. He'll be back. He'll be back. Who is he?
Coach, I mean,
somebody.
It's crazy. I talked to a college coach today, and he's coaching his son's team, and he got a text message about parents complaining about other kids playing too much, like, and then they're questioning, the coach himself. I'm like, first of all, this coach is successful on the collegiate level, so why would, again, I think this is like 4th or 5th grade, like. I mean, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? The kids are getting fundamentals in practice. But I don't know. I just think we gotta stay in our lane and trust the process. And if you don't like it, like I said, we're in the transfer culture anyway. Just find you somewhere else to play.
Find you somewhere else to play. I got a PG, and I ain't got a PG. I got to read that when we get done, Coach. I thought you was talking about the thing where the referee slapped the Remember when the referee slapped you sent us that when the referee slapped the phone at the parent, and the parent and they started fighting.
I ain't seen none of this, man. Y'all must have been texting us yesterday.
The parent was sitting there talking to the referee, and the referee done slapped the phone out the parent hand, or slapped the parent or whatever, and the parent caught him with a 2-piece and slammed him and everything else. And I'm just like, I don't. Polk Hoops does not support fighting. Make sure I'm saying that. We preference this comment. But if you're gonna slap somebody, they phone them, and you can't fight. I don't know the logic in that one. If I know if I can fight or not. So if, I'm not trying to laugh about it, but I mean, he slapped the dude, man, and it was just like, dude hit him with a 2-piece. I mean, he ain't get nothing. Ain't nothing else happened. It's like, what was your point? Where was you going? What was supposed to happen after you? And he started. The parent was just talking. The parent hadn't got physical with him. He initiated it. So if I'm gonna initiate, if I'm gonna take off on you first, I don't know. Anyway, we getting off topic. All right, man. Well, so we done had the coach's corner. We done had the Tuma's tape. So we're gonna transition in. We got a studio. Oh, okay, that's why he slapped the phone. Okay, but even that, Coach Monty, you gotta have something. You do that. Once you slap somebody or slap somebody property, especially how much these iPhones is. You slap somebody's iPhone, it become a. I'm done. I'm off of it. All right, we're gonna transition. We got the newest coach to Polk County is coming on here in a second. We're gonna introduce him and let him kind of talk about his plans for the new season and his direction that he want to take the storied programming too. So without further ado, we want to introduce the new head coach for Haines City High School, Coach Jesse Nemo. If I apologize if I said your name wrong, Coach, into the man cave. What's going on, Coach?
How y'all guys doing?
Oh,
Well,
man, we're trying to make it on in, Coach. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. The first thing I want to say is you guys are doing an incredible job. I've been watching you guys I got hip to you guys about 5-6 months ago. And it's a pleasure to watch you. I love to watch you guys when y'all go off the rails and everything else. The other thing I want to say, that AAU situation really hit me personally, simply because I was a AAU coach. I had a really good team. We went up against the Fire a few times down at Disney. I had a 7th grade team called Hoop Dreams that was similar to the Haines City situation I'm taking over right now. They were in a little bit disarray, and I made them probably one of the better teams in the state. I think Tony Perkins ranked us 5th, and we were a bunch of nobodies when I took it over. So that situation with the parents, it can get really, really testy. I always try to carry a limited amount of kids for that reason. You know, the parents are paying, if you travel, $1,000 a weekend, and quite frankly, they want to see their kid on the floor. So I try not to bring 12 or 13 kids, but nevertheless, that's crazy to be that upset. You know, it's just, that probably was festering, you know. So,
that's a good point that you make. If parents paying that much money just to get on the team and get in, and then like you said, Disney, you paying $30 in Disney before you even walk in the door with parking and how much you got to pay to get in there as a parent. So if you paying all that money and then you go to the concession stand, that's $30 more. So you 100 in before they even did jump ball. So yeah, I mean I can totally understand that, and so that logic makes sense. Not that many kids.
You talking about the mother, the father, the sister, the little brother, the 30 each times 3 days. And that's if you're at home, let alone if you travel to Atlanta and pay a hotel and food. So that probably was festering, but like you said, there's still no excuse, you know. Like Billy D said, just take your team and leave. My son was a slow developer, and when I seen he didn't fit, I didn't bother the coach or anything. I said, hey, he just doesn't fit. And I just eased on down the road. You know what I mean? So you gotta, like Coach Billy said, I mean, you know, that kid is marked for life. That's a really bad situation. And I hurt. That's so sad, man. You know, so
it ain't no coming back from that. Like it's no coming back for nobody that's involved in that situation. There's no coming back from that ever. So that's just, it's unfortunate. So. Well, Coach, first of all, say, you know, thank you for coming on and chopping it up with us for a couple of minutes. I want to say, first of all, congratulations on your new gig. We want to give you a chance, like we do with all new coaches, to first of all introduce yourself. You know, whatever you want to say to kind of introduce the folks to you, and then we're gonna hit you with a couple questions once you do that. So anything you want folks to know as an introduction, you got the floor.
Well, I will tell you, it's very bittersweet. I've been in Polk County since 2008. My kids basically grew up in Lake Wales and over at Haines City. My kids learned to play at Kirkland Gym and over there in Oakland Gym and on Lake Eva. So I've been close to the program a while. I actually got on the staff in 2015 and worked with Coach Paul, and we turned that girls program. We won 6 straight district championships. We were probably the best team in Polk County outside of the legendary Billy D's Winter Haven juggernaut that they had, you know. And you know, they had been asking me to get on the boys staff for quite a while, but the last 3 years I was with my son. He was a little bit too good for middle school, so I put him in a private high school, and I just didn't have the time to work with the Haines City staff. But if you had told me 2 months ago that I would be the Haines City head coach, I just probably would have slapped the phone out of your hand. I just didn't have it. At my age, I just didn't think I would even be thinking about coaching a varsity team. But most of those kids on that team, I have been coaching since they were 6 years old. And a lot of parents reached out to me because the direction they were thinking about going just wasn't going to work at all. You know, I mean, I think Coach Turner put it up best. You got to have somebody with ties to that community in that program. You just can't throw outsiders in there. It just doesn't work that way. And Coach Antler and I was working together. We even put together some gym time in Oakland to get these kids playing as all this stuff was circling around, I thought for sure that Coach Anthony would get another chance because, as Coach Turner said, Coach Adbo and Coach Pritchard are as Haines City gets. And, it just kind of stunned me, the situation that was arising. And I just felt like, okay, I have a really good resume. I played overseas. I coached overseas. I played in college, scholarship athlete. And I have a history of turning programs around. But I did not want to be in any way, shape, or form removing Coach Antbo or be a part or accused of removing Coach Antbo or going behind his back. Because as I said, he's a good friend of mine, and we chopped it up all summer long, planning and things like that. But it seemed like a move was going to be made. So I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and put my stuff in here because I didn't want anybody taking over that program that didn't have direct ties to that program. So it's bittersweet because Admiral will be back. He's a talented guy. He loves basketball. And worst case scenario, maybe I can work back and work with him. I love to work with him. Right now, at this time, I guess we have to separate a little bit because of whatever the administration is feeling. But that's a sad and a blessed day for me when this happened.
Well, you kind of mentioned Antbo a couple of times. So you know the general, like you say, there's nobody that's more Haines City than Antbo. And so
absolutely,
Antbo took over the squad probably a month before the season started, and so it's a lot of people that, just being honest, feel like he didn't get a fair shake. And without going into the specifics, I mean, nobody really, it's not a fault of yours. I mean, because you're not the one making the decision, but the fact is that you're in, Antbo's out. So it was a lot of even with us, because we know Antbo, we cool with Antbo. So just, being real about it, it was some thought as to what was the rationale with going in a different way. It was a young team. He took over kind of last minute, and they played hard. I mean, they were going to struggle because just the makeup of the situation. So we wanted you to get on so you could kind of, and I know you said you wanted to make sure that we wanted to get, in fairness to you, to let you be able to kind of speak your piece on it if you chose to speak your piece on it. So just being honest, that's kind of, we like you say, we don't sugarcoat nothing. We was very shocked and surprised. None of us knew you. I mean, we knew of your daughter, and then we know your son supposed to be, Sean pretty good, but we didn't know of you. And so the fact that it just wasn't Antbo, it just kind of was a shock to a lot of people.
Well, I will say this: it could get very political, and I chose not to get into what happened and why they went another way, because just like you guys, my feeling for Coach Bo might make me emotional. And like you said, it's okay to have emotions, but you don't want to get emotional. So obviously something was going on, maybe in the locker room or whatever have you. And maybe one thing about the political atmosphere, if the principal hears too many things from too many parents, they tend to not investigate. They say, let's move on, So I don't know what happened. I'm not trying to put nothing out there, but I agree with you guys. I thought it was sudden. And I thought Adbo had those kids. The kids did play hard. Adbo's a very passionate guy. He is Haines City. I did not plan on even being in, but when I got word that something was going to happen, I didn't want somebody else to come in there and destroy the fabric of those kids who I've been coaching since they were young. So that is my take on that. And I'm hopeful that I can continue what he started. I think he did not leave the cupboard bare. I think the kids will be a little bit older. They have some experience. I think my son will be a good piece. Now, it seems that my son has been elevated to Zion Williamson. He's not that guy. He's a good piece. He can help, but he's not the type of guy like the Parker kid at Kathleen that with the Bartow, or the Clayton, the Rowe kid that could just take over from day one. He's going to have to, get his chops in, but he's a good piece to have. But him being on the team, getting me the job, I don't want to put that much pressure on that kid.
Okay, well,
Coach, I got a question for you. We're a little over a month away, probably about six weeks away from Summer League. I'm gonna let you know that Polk Hoops is excited about having the summer league this year. So what are we gonna see out of your program coming this month in June? You got a short turnaround to get them together and get them organized and put something on the floor. So what are your plans for the summer?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. We haven't even been in the gym. I mean, there's so much. I'm sure you guys' situation. I'm sure you guys are aware of the situation that happened in Haines City last year, and because of that, they are over protective of everything. I mean, everything has to be crossed before we can even get in the gym.
What
So
happened in Haines City last year?
There was a situation where one of the coaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we know. We got you, coach. We got you.
Okay.
We got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So because of that, all these things have to be put into place before we can get in the gym. And it's a big hindrance. I think that was one of the things that Coach Edwell had to deal with, the way they used to do things at Haines City with the alumni coming in and helping the kids get good, all was stricken away. Gym time for a basketball coach over there is almost impossible to get. So he was dealing with a lot of things. And this summer league, I don't know when it's about to start, but I'm going to have to evaluate if we can even get in there simply because we have to be in the gym. I have to see what these guys are, where they are. We have to get them in shape because a lot of these kids aren't even playing on travel ball teams. So a lot of these kids haven't played since the season ended. It's just really a situation over there that's going to be a tough culture to revitalize. That's why Coach Amber and I put that open gym together over at Oakland Gym. Unfortunately, on that's a public gym, so anybody can come in off the street and play. So it's a lot harder to teach when you have all those outside forces. But at the same time, we're getting there. We're making moves here and there. When is the summer league supposed to start, Coach Billy D?
It starts
second week in June.
second week in June.
Bars.
Okay, so
Second week. It'll be once that Monday once school is out.
Okay, well we'll have a month, so we should be okay. We'll have at least a month because we'll get all this stuff together in the next week or so. And then what we're going to do basically is we're going to I bring sort of. Go ahead. You were saying something? I guess he froze. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what I plan on doing is I'm going to have the kids play a little less tense. I've been very fortunate because I was able to play 14 years post high school at college and as a professional when I was coached professionally, and I was over the coach to all armed forces teams. So I learned 10 different coaches, 10 different systems, all of them successful. So I could kind of cater to what I got. A lot of times people have a fixed way they want to coach and the kids just don't fit that system. So that being the case, I think I could come up with something. My biggest focus with these kids is to get them to be more confident when they play. They seemed last year a little hesitant. They seemed like they were playing looking over their shoulders a little bit, too tense, And I'm thinking most of you guys are athletes. You can't play looking over your shoulder. You have to be able to just play. So I'm going to simplify things so kids can concentrate on playing and getting better instead of, thinking so much. If you study long, you study wrong. I think it was Cam Newton. He was being interviewed by John Gruden on the quarterback corner. Do y'all remember that quarterback corner when John Gruden would have the quarterbacks come in there?
I remember.
Cam Newton couldn't write a play. John Gruden was like, can't you just draw up a play? And Cam said, well, my coach at Auburn told me simple equals fast. And Cam Newton, quick read, hit the screens. And I'm going to do a lot of that with our kids. Our kids are going to play with confidence. Our kids are going to play aggressive like they did. Coach Atwood had them very aggressive, but I want them aggressive on both ends. I don't want them looking over their shoulders, questioning themselves, because a lot of times these kids have been told that a good shooter shoots 50, 60%, which is a farce. A good three-point shooter in high school is 33%. So if you shoot 21 shots, you're going to miss 14 of them. So, you can't go crazy with the kid. The law of averages is what it is. I remember when I was playing, I played with Lord Free. He would tell me, you're going to miss your first 5 shots. So you better get 10 up. So these kids are going to play freer. And my system, I don't do a lot of the high screen and rolls. I like to do a lot of open stuff where you have space because the kids are pretty athletic. They're not really good at reading these tiny type things. I don't have any Walter Claytons or the KJ or the Rose, but they got that good ball sense. But I do got kids that can get to the cup. I do got kids that are Polk County aggressive. And that's the mark of Polk County. Polk County is aggressive. They will come at you. Over the Orlando side, they tend to be a little bit more into skill. So I'm going to try to mix the two and have my kids have a little bit more fun and get used to put, like you guys said, put the work in, extra work. A lot of kids only want to work when the season's in. So we got to get these kids encouraged to come in and to get better. And that's one thing my son will be able to do because they will see he's my son, but there ain't no daddy ball. He has to produce and he's putting work in. My daughter was like that. We put work in. We were in that gym before school, after school. And these kids, they're going to learn quickly, like Coach Billy D hit it perfectly in the head. The trust is developed in the off season and really trusting you. If you only put minimum work in, I'm not going to really trust you. You got to trust the player. You got to earn that trust. You just don't get trust. And that's what these kids are going to find. I'm a very fair guy, and I'm very simple to play for. Put the work in, put the energy in, get better. I've never talked about wins. Never talk about wins. I worked Coach Krzyzewski's camp when he first started some 40 years ago, and he was about to get fired at Duke. And me and the other counselors, were looking at our teams, and we were talking in the break room about how good we're going to be. We say, I'm going to win this one. And Coach K came in and said, listen, we don't talk about winning here. We just want to get better. If I hear you talk about winning, I'll fire you on the spot. And I never forgot that message. So that's some of the things that I'm going to bring to the table. When I was coaching other teams, I coached all Armed Forces team. You have to learn how to talk to people because these guys were trained to kill me. So that's a little different. That's a little different avenue when you're coaching guys who are trained killers, literally, and they have families and kids. And you can't code that Bobby Knight style of this the way it's gonna be. You can't do that. So you got to inspire kids to want to play for you. If you even notice, Pat Riley wore out his welcome at the Lakers because after a while they got tired of hearing that. So I'm not going to be soft, but fair and demanding, but simple. You know what you have to do to get on the floor.
Okay. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming in, man, and clearing the air just a little bit. I mean, we'll have you back on, like during the summer when we do summer league. I'm sure we'll see you face to face.
Okay, that'd be great.
But we wanted to give you a chance. I know you had reached out. You wanted to kind of get on and kind of speak your piece a little bit, and we want to be respectful of that because we know it was a kind of a touchy situation. So we want to be a little bit.
You guys keep doing what you're doing. As an entrepreneur and a Black business owner, I constantly have to deal with the fact that people will treat me one way, but they will treat the other people another way. If something goes wrong on one of my orders, they go at me. But if the bigger people, so-called bigger people, mess up an order, they understand. So, I understand what you guys are going through. You might be new to the game, but you guys are dedicated and you guys got talent. And I enjoy watching you guys. So you guys are going to blow up. Just keep your calm and don't be emotional, as you said. So it was nice meeting you guys, man.
We appreciate you, Coach, man. You have a good one, man, and we'll be in touch.
All right,
Coach. Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
All right, man. We appreciate Coach Nemo coming on and chopping it up with us for a second. The new Haines City High School basketball coach. And so we're going to transition right into the next topic. And the next topic that we have is our final team rankings for the 2020-21 seasons. Before we put a button on the season, we're going to go from 20 to 1.
Huh?
All right. We started with the top 20. We got to end with the top 20. I know you can go on out. Toomey and Billy D won't coach. The PG and the coach won't jump back into number 10. So the 11 through 20 will be just Polk hoops. But we got to do it. Just going to run through it. All right. Number 20, Haines City. 19, Lake Gibson. 18, Lake Region.
Yeah, you see what your Siri told you? Don't do it. That's what it said. Stop.
I got this. I finally jumped over here. You see it, Coach Cable, man. It's just like this guy. I'm working on my active listening, and this guy, his listening posture is terrible. I talk to him about it all the time, but he working on it. But he losing the battle. But anyway, 18, Lake Region. Yeah, Coach Mike, you already know. 17, The Rock, Tenor Rock. 16, Frostproof. 15, Vanguard. 14, Jenkins. 13, Lakeland. 12, Sebring. 11, Hardy. That's 11 through 20. So our final top 10 for 2021 school year, starting at number 10, Ridge Boats. Number 9, Lakeland Christian Vikings. Are they the Vikings? Yeah. 8, Winter Haven Blue Devils. 7, Lake Wales Highlanders. 6, McKeel Wildcats. 5, Discovery Spartans. That's what they is, yeah. 4, Armendale Bloodhounds. 3, Santa Fe Crimson Hawks. 2, Kathleen Red Devils. And 1, Bartow Yellow Jackets. Any feelings, thoughts on the top 10? Because I know y'all not going to talk about the top 20. Any feelings or thoughts on the top 10, Coach and PG?
Haines City won one game and they number 20. It's only 20 schools in Polk County.
They won more than one game.
Haines City did?
Yeah, they won like 3. Who you gonna put in front of them? I mean,
I was asking you.
Yeah, they was 20. That was you like Discover over that Santa Fe and Armendale? Discover.
Boy, stop.
They both made it to the regional final, so I guess that's debatable.
Yeah,
Armendale didn't, so that's debatable too.
Yes, and that's the point I was gonna make. Those 2 through 4 are debatable. You can easily put Armendale at number 2. You can put them at 3 also. But going to the regional finals, that's an accomplishment. I really want to honor and give credit to those programs that did. But I still think the list is solid. Like I said, 2 through 4, you can kind of shift around a little bit according to who you talk to. But I think the list is still credible and solid.
Who was number 5?
5 is Discovery. So if you're going at it from where they finished, then Discovery should be ahead of Armendale because Discovery made it to the regional final.
I don't agree with that because Armendale beat all of them. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't finish the way we expected them to. So, I can easily put Armendale at number 2 and be happy with that. But like I said, all of those are debatable according to who you talk to. Like I said, the list is still solid and good. So I think, we'll put it up and just let the people sort it out.
All right, so we're gonna move on to where we really finna probably piss some people off. The end of the season player rankings, and the way we did it for this one, we just did by class. We didn't do overall. I guess we can do overall another time, but we just did by class. So we did, and it's uneven numbers now. So we did 9 for the class of 24. We did 10 for the class of 23. We did 11 for the class of 22, and we did 15 for the class of 21.
Golly, boy, you try to please everybody, boy. Golly, boy, 15, man. Come on, bro.
What you want to do? It's like this be the thing. We talk about this off the air. Then we get on the air and then he switch up. Like
I never agree with 15.
I sent this to y'all on Tuesday. Say, y'all, give me your thoughts.
I had a rough week, man. You
here
already
we
know what I've been going through.
Here we
Man,
go.
you know what I've been going through, man. So
You tell me what you want to do. How many you want to do for each? How many you want to do for class 24? That's what we'll do.
You only have 9, coach. So
yeah, you only got 9. I'm saying 10, but you said 15 for a class. I'm like 15.
We'll do it by class. So we're doing 9 for 24. So here we go. Starting from 9 to 1. 9 is Wiggins from Bartow.
Can we disagree on there if we don't like it?
Yeah, that's what we do. Why we gonna start doing something different?
I'm just making sure you don't. I don't want you going away when you spot me tomorrow. Hey, I don't want you when you spot me in the morning. If it's too much weight, I'm asking for help, and you say, "No, remember that stuff you were talking about on Polk podcast."
If that would have happened, we'd have been, hey, Black, that'd have been happening. I'd have been let some stuff fall on him if that was the case. Hey, so 9, we got Wiggins from Bartow. 8.
Who is Wiggins from Bartow, bro? Hold on, who is Wiggins from Bartow?
The big kid. He played on JV this year. The big he was on.
Why are we ranking JV players?
Bro, he's I don't know. So you don't want to rank him? He's number 9 right now. So what? All right, Bartow, y'all heard that one. Y'all heard that.
He's on JV.
Just keep going, bro. Just keep going.
So 8 is Gerard Johnson, who is formerly of Winter Haven, presently of Lakeland. 7, Daniel Thompson, Santa Fe. 6, Anthony Wilcox, Lakeland. 5, Alex Sessoms, McKeel. 4, Jamie Phillips, Winter Haven. 3, LJ Kaysen. I guess he's Jenkins right now until further notice. 2, Sebastian Rosado, Lake Wells, and 1, Isaac Salazar, Winter Haven. Thoughts?
The 2 and 1 I'm confused on that one. I don't like that one. The number 2 got player of the year, but he ranked number. Yeah, he should be number 1.
Okay.
I mean, Tuma got his opinion. I disagree with that. The upside.
Bro, how you disagree with something, man? Man got player of the year.
Yeah, his numbers show that. I understand that. His numbers show it should give him player of the year. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's the best player in this class. That's just my opinion. I'm not taking away from the kid. Kid had a great year.
No, you're taking away from the kid.
That's
he's a player of the year.
Logic. If he player of the year,
he should be number 1.
Then he's not number 1 off of what he did last year.
Look at where that kid was.
Hold on, let me ask you this. Does the kid play with you?
Yeah, he played with me.
I would say he playing with you right now.
And the other one is calling me to play with me too.
No, okay. So who playing? Who's on your team? Who ain't on your team?
The Salazar kid is on my team.
Okay, all right, I get it. I'm messing with you, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's all good though.
I don't, even though it's like the thing we had last week. Even though Rosado had better numbers, I don't think nobody would disagree.
I know. I just had to throw it out there because he played a year. It makes us look kind of. We know Salazar are the best freshman in the county. It's not debate, but
yeah,
it's end of the year rankings, bro. The man got player of the year. He should be number 1.
Gotcha.
Now preseason. Once we go into the preseason summer, that doesn't mean he need to be number 1. Salazar has the most upside. Salazar the best freshman, but player of the year number 2. That's gonna be very debatable with everybody on him.
I agree.
Good point.
Yeah. Well, I get where y'all coming from because he is. I mean, we all agreed on that.
All right. So we moved to 23. Are we gonna say all 10, or y'all want me to chop it down?
No, 10 is fine, bro. It's 15 that I'm like, hey, I don't want to hear 15 names. I'm sorry.
All right. Number 10 in class 23 is gonna be somebody that nobody don't know about, but they're pretty good players. Marshall O'Hearn.
Yeah,
did he play JV?
No, he didn't.
No.
Okay.
He played at Sebring. He played varsity at Sebring.
Number 9, Gerard Johnson from Armendale. Number
Who
8.
is that?
That's the kid you say locked up Walt.
Okay.
Number 8, Harvey Wilson from Santa Fe. That's the big inside 6'6" kid, 10th grade kid. Number 7, just freshly back in town, Dylan James, Winter Haven.
That's gonna change.
That's gonna change. I mean, he just got here, man. He just been here for the second now.
See what I'm saying though? Like,
Number
we
6.
know that's gonna change. Like,
We know it's gonna change. That's why we said we said this end of the year.
Yeah,
that was my argument with the number 2.
I'm just putting him in here because I don't want nobody saying we leaving nobody out.
Yeah.
6, Curvin Nags from Armendale, point guard. 5, Ro Hardy, formerly of Winter Haven, currently of Lakeland. 4, Nehemiah Turner, Armendale. 3, Tyler Williams, Winter Haven. 2, Jaden Excel, Lake Wells. 1, KJ Parker, Bartow. Thoughts?
Turner should be 2.
Yeah, you can make an argument for him to be high. He had a great year. But as far as Dylan James go, mentioning that kid probably gonna be the best kid in the county, regardless of class next year.
Yeah, he's probably number 1
right here now. He having a monster summer already against legit.
We put him in there, so we legitimately can take him out because he didn't play in Polk County this summer.
Yeah.
Season, so we could take him out. But when we do the rankings for the next year,
leave him in there because we're gonna have him number 1. Leave him in there. He definitely gonna be number 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tyler Williams, formerly of Winter Haven, now at Lakeland as well. Make sure I get that right. Now, a lot of people, so y'all saying Turner 2? A lot of people ain't seen the Jaden Excel kid play. That kid can, well, anyway, I'll leave that alone. So we saying Turner 2.
Excel 3.
I said, all of them debatable. Leave it where it is. Like I said, let them prove what they supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't think you need to change. We're just talking. Mean, you didn't change the number 2.
I mean, I wrote it down, but I can leave it. I wrote it down.
Leave him how you keep him. I mean, if we all 3 don't agree on it, this is my example. If all 3 of us don't agree on it, then it's just debatable. You keep it as it is.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's
it'd be a great conversation for the page.
It's a good point for Dylan James. I just put him in because he's back in Polk County, but he didn't play in Polk County this year, so we can. I mean, if we going off of the season, then he probably shouldn't be in there. But we do know that he's going to be one of the top. I mean, arguably,
take him off and put number to make everybody happy. We can take him off and put 9 players.
With this thing, we're gonna talk about it in a minute because we're gonna talk about. So I'll say that conversation for a couple minutes from now. All right, class of 22. We just doing 10.
Yeah, we ain't doing no 15, bro.
All right,
I walk out on the 5.
Attention span just ain't even there. So we doing 10. All right.
Yeah.
This will probably raise some eyebrows, but whatever. 10, Jordy Lowry, currently Bartow. 9, Will Stallworth, Discovery. 8, Trayvon Coleman, Ridge. 7, Jaden Wynn, Bartow. 6, Devontre Cheney, Frostproof. 5, Donald Gatlin, Lake Wells. 4, Andre Shaw, Kathleen. 3, Israel Ricketts, Victory. 2, Trey Lane, Santa Fe. 1, Cooper Ellis, McKeel. Thoughts?
It's a solid list. It's a real solid list. There's gonna be some shifting in that list also, from what I'm already seeing this summer. I'm curious if Jordy gonna even play basketball. From the conversations that I'm hearing right now.
And he played this year, so I've heard that too. But he played this year, so that's why we listed him. But I heard that he might not.
Like I said, this is the end of the year ranking, so he played this year. We can list him, but I'm curious if he's gonna continue to play. So, but it's still a solid list. I do know it's gonna be some shifting in that list. From what I'm looking at this summer, There's some people doing well this summer.
Who?
I see
Who? I'm out.
The Cheney kid for sure, and the Jaden Wynn kid. He's gonna be a huge piece for Bartow next year.
That Cheney kid might be the most underrated kid that.
I agree, and because Tuma won't go to Frostproof and see him play, but that
Cheney kid can play. Cheney was number 6, Coach.
He better transfer from Frostproof. Well, I go watch it.
But that kid can flat out play though.
Yeah, he can go. He can go.
Who was number 1? Who was number 1?
Cooper Ellis, McKeel.
And who was number 2?
McKeel, number 2, Trey Lane, 3, Israel Ricketts. So is that debatable? Them top 3?
Right now, as far as the season went this past year, I think that list is those top 3 is where they're supposed to be. Cooper Ellis had a monster year.
It ain't a sexy pick, but at Polk Hoops, we just keep it like we say. We keep it real of what we see and our evaluation. And if you don't like it, then
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Nah,
who should be number 1?
I ain't saying who. I don't know. That's interesting. Cause I'll be debating the same thing Billy D was having an argument about.
About what?
About Salazar being number 1. Is Cooper the best player in freshman? Is Cooper the best junior in the county?
I mean, who you think? I mean,
he just had the best. He just had the best season. I'm asking y'all, like for just talk.
I think he had the best season,
but he's not the best player.
I would not say that he's the best junior in the county, but he's definitely in the top 5.
Who should be number 1 junior? I'm just talking. I mean, I like it. I'm just wanting to hear.
I think it should be 1, but that's just me.
I'm saying, who was the best junior in?
He's had 2 years. He's had 2 years of solid production. I mean, for me, if you're asking me.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't be number 1. I'm taking that back. I'm asking who is the best junior.
The only person I think would be comparable probably would be Trey. And I think that Trey role kind of changed at Santa Fe. I don't think his talent changed. I just think his role changed. I mean, the Ricketts kid, he can score. He can score, but I don't know if he's the best junior in the county. So if you ask me, I would say Cooper Ellis. I mean, that's the top 3 for me. I think is pretty accurate.
I say the top 3 are where they're supposed to be at right now. I just say
so
I know
Rick is better than Shaw. You put Shaw at number 4, right?
Shaw at number 4, yeah.
Rick is better than Shaw.
I think Ricketts had a better season. I think he had a better season than Shaw.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Shaw in line to have a senior season like Monte Marcellus did.
But if Ricketts had a better season than Shaw, Ricketts didn't have a better season than Trey Lane?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's just me now. I'm one person.
No, I do. I mean, because you said
scoring wise, I think we're talking about like 17 or 14 scoring wise. So it's not a huge difference as far as scoring goes.
Ricketts was giving 30s out. Trey wasn't. I was just making a debate. It's something to talk about.
Trey got his team to the regional finals in the first round of the playoffs, first round of district.
I didn't know Trey's name was Tomlin. Is Trey Tomlin? That's his name?
No, it's Trey Lane, but Trey Tomlin held the ball. Tomlin won the point though.
All right.
I mean, if Trey stays at Lakeland, Trey averaged 20 a game, easy. He averaged more points than Ricketts. Anybody gonna disagree with that? If he stay at Lakeland, you go to a different team, your role change. If he go to Lakeland, who says Trey possibly is the leading scorer in the county?
Let's be. Ricketts could have easily been number 2 though.
He could have been. It's debatable.
Okay.
It's a conversation.
No, Ricketts is number 3.
He's number 3. I just say it's debatable.
It's debatable.
I say he did average more than Trey. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he averaged 18 a game at Victory with nobody. Trey averaged 14 a game with 2 other people, 2 other really good ball players with him. And like I say, Trey was at 14 at Lakeland, so his production didn't go down. And none of us are disagreeing with the fact that if he stayed at Lakeland, he 20 a game easily.
Rick is transferring to Lakeland. I definitely don't believe that. That'd be like his fourth school, wouldn't it?
They say he don't mind, But anyway, all right. So that's the 10 for 2022. So 21, we doing 10 people. You say? Because you're gonna start after 10.
Keep it the same. 10 people.
All right.
10 people, bro.
So top 10. We just crossed that 5. Number 10, Johnny Torrance, Santa Fe. 9, Jimmy Huff, Kathleen. 8, Drew Kramer, Lakeland Christian. 7, Malcolm Dewberry, Bartow. 6, Marquise Rue, Discovery. 5, Jude St. Jock, Ridge. 4, Diego Plattis, Armendale. 3, Marcellus Thomas, Kathleen. 2, Alvin Tomlin, Santa Fe. 1, Walt Clayton, Bartow. Comments?
So you put Diego over you put Marcellus over Diego. Why is that?
We put Marcellus over Diego. We. So
why is that, fellas? Why did we do that then?
I thought Marcellus had a better season than Diego did overall. That's me.
For real?
Diego averaged about 14 a game. Marcellus averaged 17 a game.
But Armendale was ranked number 1 like all year.
I know. And Kathleen got to the regional
because of Diego.
And Kathleen got to the regional finals because of Marcellus. And Armendale didn't.
Man, get it off your chest, Tom.
No, listen, I had Marcellus up as player of the year. So hold on, let's be clear. I had Marcellus up as player of the year in the top 3. I just want to have a conversation. So just to open the door up, he was in my top 3 with player of the year. Correct? I just feel that it's gonna be interesting to hear what people say about him being higher than. So I want to give out a reason why.
I think numbers wise, he had a better season. His team finished better. I think you got to take those things in consideration.
As long as we talk about it, let's talk about it, guys, before we get back.
And my thing is, I said in the beginning, that kid was going to have a monster year, and he had to be aggressive in order to put his team in a position to go as far as they did. I know his dad was on here telling something. He's gonna facilitate, he gonna do this, and he gonna do that. No, that's not what they needed him to do, and he went out and did it. And my hats off to you, young man. And well deserved with his player ranking.
Yeah,
I like him, man.
Again, I had him in my top 3 for player of the year. I'm just saying, let's talk about it so people will get off our back about why he's ranked higher than Diego.
If we going by,
because look, Diego signed early. Diego was already ahead of the game. Armendale was ranked number 1 all year, so we have to give our reason for it or why we put him ahead. We ain't gonna change what we felt now, so that's why I'm letting people know that, myself included, even though I'm bringing up the debate, I had him at number 3. I had him in the top 3.
So this okay.
So I don't want anyone to think Tuma's hating on Marcellus when I'm agreeing with the top 3, but somebody's gonna mention how did Diego not get in that top 3?
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make sense to y'all?
I would have flipped Rue and Jude just based on the season that they had. But other than that, I think the list is pretty accurate.
So is that what we need to do? Rue is 5 and Jude is 6.
So
what's up, Brody?
That what you're saying, Coach? I mean, we talking about it.
That's Toomer. Like I said, we all have to agree. If not, we got to leave it alone.
I personally like the Rue kid in the top 5, but hey, I didn't agree with Jude being in the top 5 over the Rue kid after the season the Rue kid had. We was talking about Rue was first team, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's like we putting the first team kid not in the top of his in the senior class, dog.
And
a kid that was second team. So the other kid was second team. Jude was second team. We got to be. To me, he has to be first team.
All right. Yeah, so then it's switched. It's not a problem. So, Coach Rashad,
I definitely disagree with Monty being number 2, with Alvin over there being that grown man. So
Rashad ain't even got Alvin in the top 3.
Yeah, Rashad a hater.
Yeah, Rashad, you sound like a hater right now, Rashad. I know you coach Diego, and I know Marcellus. I know Marcellus' family.
Why is Alvin ahead of Marcellus? Let's stop talking about this. That doesn't make sense to even ask that question. We had Alvin. It was 2-1. Alvin was player of the year. Us 2 picked Walt. Polk picked Alvin. That's why he's ahead of Marcellus. Marcellus didn't have a better year than. What did Marcellus do that Alvin didn't do?
And once again, that's not negative on Marcellus because we're not agreeing with somebody. We clearly said Marcellus had a monster season, and that's why we got him top 3.
No, we answered Rashad. We got the old Rashad back. So Marcellus had a better year than Alvin. I definitely disagree with Marcellus having a better year than Alvin. Definitely. Don't agree with that.
He don't even have Alvin in his top 3. That's what kind of he lost me on that one. But
he back. He must have the old boy must have threw that sugar on him. Told him to take it this week. Austin. Austin must have gave him the sugar.
Yeah, he gave me. Been hanging out with Coach Austin, little baby Austin.
Alvin team went to the regional finals. Boy, stop it! You sound crazy, man. You can't justify that Alvin didn't have a good year when he was top 2 players in the county all year.
Alvin
had a lot of 30 points.
And you can look at the fact that Kathleen had a better record than Santa Fe did.
Okay, so he want us to. So hold on. A guy like Rashad want us to bring up other games. He probably about the 30s and the 40s. We ain't gonna bring up some other games.
He didn't have no 40-point game.
Yeah,
like, he had one 30-point game, and Alvin had one 30-point game. But anyhow, so
Chad. Not no number 2 and 3 argument.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna transition right into the way too early top 10 for next year. And we're doing it alphabetical. So when we post it tomorrow, we're going to do it in ABC order like they do in elementary. So we don't want nobody saying nothing. Well, we got it, Coach Shaw. Your vote go for Marcellus, and we respect that, and we respect the work that Marcellus did. But what we're going with Alvin at number 2. At 3. So here we go. Top 10 way too early teams for next year in alphabetical order now. Not in rank order. ABC order.
Hold on, man. Where's Marlon at anyway? Marlon ain't allowed on the show.
He ain't on here. Hey,
he probably protesting, man.
When the head ball coach speak, you listen.
Oh my God. Hey, that man's not allowed on the show for real.
Hey, you mess around and be coaching in no disrespect when I say this now. Even though it's gonna be taken that way. You mess around and be coaching in Mulberry. And nothing against Mulberry, but would you rather be coaching in Mulberry or would you rather be coaching at Barstow? All right, here we go. Moving on. Top 10, way too early. Way too early. A, Armendale. 2, once again, we're going to ABC order. Bartow. 3, Discovery. This is not rank order. Let me do it by letters. A, Armendale. B, Bartow. C, Discovery. D, Kathleen. E, Lake Wells. F, Lakeland. G, McKeel. H, Santa Fe. I, Sebring. J, Winter Haven.
Boy, you bad with it, boy. You want to make sure they correct that record. Boy, you with alphabet.
Because the minute you say number, oh, you got such and such rank here. You got such. No, we doing the alphabetical. So if we talk about it, y'all initial thoughts. We know that Winter Haven just got a major transfer back in. They got James back. They got Salazar. They got Jamie Phillips. So even though they lost 3 kids to Lakeland, that puts Lakeland in there.
I got Winter Haven. I got Armendale number 1, Winter Haven number 2.
So you doing numbers?
I got Armendale number 1, Winter Haven number 2.
What's your reason?
I feel like Winter Haven being number 2, or what's the reason behind? I think Armendale got a lot back there to put them at number 1. Winter Haven getting that kid back along with those 2 young bulls that they got that's gonna learn how to play better this summer with you, along with probably the JV player that they have. I like those 2 teams. That's a big plus to get that boy back. If those other 2 kids wouldn't have left, they would definitely be 2 years in the state. They would be it. They would be the Bartow of Polk County the next 2 years. Too bad that they left before they even knew that them kids were that kid was coming back, because Winter Haven probably would win back to back. They would definitely win back to back if they had those boys.
And although Armendale lost a lot, I mean, they bring back Turner, they bring back Mads, back the Johnson kid, and then they got the Rojas kid, the shooter, and the Barnaby kid. He got about 6'3", 6'4", so he bringing some stuff back. So he ain't.
And on top of that, Eric gonna get 10. He gonna get 10 transfers again.
Okay. I know he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that.
And then we just go down the list of just talking about Dylan and Salazar gonna be tough to deal with. I mean, you talk about Lakeland with the 3 Winter Haven kids coming in on the Hardy boys and not the dance group, but the Hardy boy players, and then you got Williams to go with what they got coming back. I mean, they got Strickland to be back. They got all those guards that they had last year.
I don't want to jump the gun on Lakeland yet. I just don't want to jump the gun because the football season gonna really affect them. It's gonna take a while for them to get in it. So I mean, they should be the favorites. Yeah. Kathleen get transferred every year now. That we hate. Yeah. We don't want to mention that, but every year we check Kathleen get a transfer. So who gonna come from Hillsborough County to come to Kathleen? Because it seems like Hillsborough County players transfer to Kathleen.
And if we're talking Kathleen right now on paper, they got Shaw coming back. They got the 2 young kids inside, the Dries kid and Kelly. And so those kids played minutes last year for them. They got the Logan kid that played some minutes for them. So they got about 3 or 4 kids that played last year. I mean, they gonna miss Thomas and they gonna miss Huff because both those kids had monster seasons. But like you say, if they end up sliding in they seem to always get a couple to come across the county line. So if they end up getting a couple to come across the line, they should be right back in the mix. You got Santa Fe, who got Trey Lane will be back. They got the big Wilson kid inside, and then they got
I definitely ain't counting Santa Fe in nothing yet.
Well, I mean, we didn't count them in nothing last year. When they lost that kid, all them people they had last year, and then you look up at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's why I said it's coming. Yeah. It's coming.
I mean, word is that they supposed to be getting some I-20, so they'll have some people coming in from overseas.
I think they're supposed to get them. COVID happened. They were supposed to get them this year, so I think they're getting them next year. Yeah,
they'll definitely be number 1. They'll definitely be number 1. They get them I-20s.
Lake Wells probably got the best 3-guard combo in the county that nobody know about with Excel, Gatlin, and Rosado. So they're gonna be tough. Anytime you got good guard play, you got a chance to make some things happen. So
we got another freshman that's gonna help them out.
I got Lake Wells at number 3. I got Lake Wells at number 3.
I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you the impact that Dylan James is gonna have. I expect him to be like an Alvin Jones in the middle this year. That it's gonna be tough for people to score against Winter Haven at the bucket. Yeah. Right now, bro, he's averaging like 8 or 9 blocks for one family. Like he's making it really, really tough to score inside. He'll be top 100 for sure in this class, but I won't be surprised he's top 50, maybe even 25 by the end of the summer.
Dang. Yeah, I hate those kids left. But can you imagine it all together?
Yeah. And
But see, I think football going like Lakeland going it's gonna take a late transition. But for me, I would be more scared of Lakeland because bringing in those new kids is those other kids gonna accept that, and like they probably accept it now. But when you ain't getting no minutes, do you stay playing or you just say, man, I'm gonna go work out for football? Because the rest of them kids football players.
Am I gonna go somewhere else and play?
Nah, they ain't gonna leave football. They're not gonna leave football.
But if I'm here, I don't even schedule a game until after Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So
when we used to be there, that was us. When I was at Lakeland coaching with Coach Collins, we never scheduled no games till like we scheduled probably 2 games before Thanksgiving. We played Thanksgiving, but we didn't start our season in December.
Yeah, I wouldn't schedule any games until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Sean, just because y'all got the 3 guard transfers, I'm not jumping and hyped about that. We're not hyped over here about that yet.
And then
I still think Winter Haven is better than Lakeland. So right now, I pick Winter Haven and still go to state.
Okay. So transition to the segue into the state champs. They lost a lot, but they bring it back some pieces. They got Parker, KJ will be back. They got the Wynn kid who will be back, who should be even better. I see he ain't blocking shots like Dylan James, but I see he real active with travel ball right now too. And then they got Wiggins, who will be varsity next year, bro. They got the Valentine kid, and they've had a couple kids on JV that have had to play JV because they've been so deep on varsity. So Bartow,
I got Bartow in the top 4. I mean top 5.
And then
Lakeland and Bartow was my last.
GOAT, so you know they got the GOAT. So yeah, always
got the GOAT. So Lakeland and Bartow was my top 5. That finished out my top 5.
And that's a huge chip though. Having McGriff and their system that they have in you still, you know, it's not many people around here say that they can actually go in there and beat them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that mindset that they, you know, can beat them consistently. So, you know, that's gonna be tough. You know, you still got to knock Bartow off. Is what I'm thinking.
Oh no, Sean, I love him. I put more pressure on him than anybody on this thing, probably besides Barnes. Like anybody talking basketball, I talk to him on a regular. I'm not. Yeah, I want him to be successful, but I'm not going to be hyped up because they got the transfers in. He still don't have a big. He still ain't gonna get them guys to after football season. That's a huge transition. When you got Winter Haven and if Winter Haven's already on the roll, I just don't see them better than Winter Haven right now. Winter Haven, them guys are basketball players at Winter Haven. They're gonna be playing all year, all fall. They're gonna be playing basketball. These guys here are gonna be playing football until December. Then they're gonna play basketball in December because I count y'all to be playing until December. So starting January, that's a huge fight back.
And I'm curious with the summer that James having, will they get like one of those showcase games at the City of Palms? I'm curious will they get one of them games with having that type of talent on their team.
And who are that Lake Region area and all that? It might be one player over there Winter Haven grab. You know that. we ain't talking about.
Yeah. So then we finish up the last couple. We got McKeel. You know they bringing back Sessions, Cooper Ellis. They got.
I would want to see McKeel challenge their schedule this year, so we can shut people up. Like if they're gonna play, if they're not gonna completely just say I'm gonna try to play some of these Polk teams that's supposed to be good, then we gonna never get the respect they deserve. Like they should really schedule Lake Wells, Lakeland, Santa Fe. They ain't gonna play Bartow. I don't think everybody's scared to play Bartow. But they should try to play some Kathleen. I would with the team you got returning, I would go out and play these kids, these teams.
Y'all, Coach Billy, do you agree with that? What Coach Banks just said?
Yes.
I disagree. You agree with that, Billy?
I think they would have beat some varsity teams in the county last year for sure.
I ain't never watching. Dang.
Yeah, that's a big statement.
And they was big. They was big on JV. You know what I'm saying? They had AJ Hayes kid down there along with Ed and another kid that that was long, about 6'5", 6'6". With the Rutledge kid playing down there with KJ, it would have been tough to beat.
Okay. All right. And so then the last team that we got Sebring. We got Sebring got the O'Hearn kid coming back, and then they got the Emmett Beck kid who's football, 2-sport kid, 6'4", 6'5", kind of athletic kid. Now it's gonna be different for them if Coach Harris step down like he was talking about doing. If he leaves, then that's gonna hurt, depending on who they bring in. But they got some people returning, and then Discovery kind of got two good guards that folks don't know about with Stallworth, and then
McKill got Armendale and Winter Haven on the schedule.
Yeah,
that's a proven point. You got top. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, so I was going to ask about a team, and then he just got me out. It was somebody we didn't talk about. I just lost track when I saw the Armendale Winter Haven.
If you remember it, then you come back to it. So we're gonna transition right into, once again, way too early. We just gonna put the players out here for conversation, and I'm doing them alphabetical.
10.
Alphabetical top players for next year.
How many you doing, bro? How many you doing? 10?
11.
All right, we good with that. We'll let you slide by with 11.
So we
regardless of class?
Regardless of class, yeah. Okay. Alphabetical. 1, alphabetical. Now A, Isaac Salazar, Winter Haven. B, Devontre Chaney, Frostproof. C, Cooper Ellis, McKill. D, Dylan James, Winter Haven. E, Trey Lane, Santa Fe. F, Jesse Nemo, Haines City. G, KJ Parker, Bartow. Next would be Israel Ricketts, Victory. And Andre Shaw, Kathleen. Nehemiah Turner, Armendale. Tyler Williams, Lakeland. What's y'all thoughts? Did we miss anybody? What's your thoughts on that?
I got a transfer. The kid coming back into Winter Haven will be number 1. Salazar would be number 2. KJ would be number 3. Tyler would be number 4. You said Turner?
I said Turner.
Turner would be number 5. Ricketts, Trey, Shaw, Cooper. Oh, Cooper. Cooper would be number 6. Yeah. Cooper would be number 6. It's hard to name.
So Winter Haven in your list would have the top 2 players, and if Charlotte stayed, they would have 3 of the top 4 players in the county. That's tough.
Yeah. They got 2 of the top. They got 2 of the top players ranked in their class too. Because we gonna put that boy at number 1.
Did we miss Rowe? Do we take Rowe over the kid, the phenom? I guess the kid from Hayes.
Frostproof kid. The Frostproof kid. Y'all be talking about
incoming kid at Hayes City that's supposed to be like the truth. The Nemo kid.
Billy D spoke highly. Billy D spoke very highly of him, so we're gonna keep him there.
The kid can shoot the basketball. That's okay. That makes a difference.
Is he legit, Hayes?
He's about 6'4", and he's gonna be the top shooter in the county for sure. You know what I'm saying? I think he's the best shooter in the county right now. You know what I'm saying? He has, like his dad talked about him. He has some things that he needs to work on, but you're gonna have to watch out for that.
The Rowe kid was hurt all year this year, so we have nothing to back that. Back off his. He took a step back.
Doing nothing right now, and I think it's important that he heals so he can actually be the player that we all know him to be. So he's gonna jump back in there at some point, I think. But I'm just curious on how he's gonna put all that together. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an exciting summer.
That is and I know, Coach. People get.
He ain't got a plan. He told me he want me in the gym this summer with him. I got to go in the gym.
He ain't got a lot of guards, and so you got to find some time for him. You know, a couple years ago, he was able to kind of get away with a lot of them guards because he put Trey and Pat down low on defense. And offense, they just kind of ran 5 out. They just whoever had the mismatch, they just attacked it. So I don't know if he can get away with that again.
Defensively, you can get away with that. You know, I mean, they're gonna have to be able to guard multiple positions, all of them, not only, you know, Tyler and Rowe or whoever. All of them on the floor are gonna have to be able to guard multiple positions because if you put all of them on the floor, people are gonna be bigger than them, but there's gonna be a mismatch on the other end. Like I say, he may do 5 out. You gonna have to, you know, run around and guard those kids. And then I think they'll be really, really fast defensively. So I see him putting a lot of pressure on people this particular year. And then Tyler's IQ is high. Rowe's IQ is high. D Hardy, he's playing for me. He's a dog. You know, along with Wilcox and the people that he got coming back. Like, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on him.
Can he keep them all happy?
They want to win.
In this day and age, with how these kids are, and I'm not saying it's negative, it's just a fact. With how these kids are, can you keep them happy? Can you keep all of them happy enough to keep them all?
Want me to be honest with you?
I think he got to.
I wouldn't want to coach
them on the team first.
I wouldn't want to coach that team. I told y'all that before. I would not want to coach that team he ain't got. And it's for all the other reasons.
You got to sell them on team first. You know what I'm saying? Put what's on front of the jersey, you know, before everything else. And what his problem is going to be is keeping the outside noise outside of his locker room. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to keep that outside noise out of his locker room. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of things being said, you know, and done. Like, he's going to be highly scrutinized this year. The critics are going to be there. So he's going to have to keep that noise out of his locker room, continue to coach his kids and do what's best for the program, not for an individual.
Because, you know, his first year, he won 20 games and got to the regional semis. And he was like a shot from getting to the regional finals. And then this past year, he struggled. So now this third year, this is kind of like the rubber year. So which is it? Are you a regional semifinals 20-win guy? Are you a 500 guy? So, I mean.
And I think it's all going to depend on what these districts, how they line up these districts too. You know what I'm saying? He could end up in a district with Kathleen and Bartow. Then, you know, that's going to be tough.
I don't think nobody want to be in district with Winter Haven right now.
And from what I heard, the proposed district is that Bartow goes over there with Winter Haven and the east side of the county. So that's going to be interesting also.
I would not want to be in the district with Bartow if I'm Kathleen and Lakeland. I have to figure out a way to beat McGriff.
It's a mind thing.
It's a mind thing.
But
McGriff got a whole summer with his boys.
But then, like you say, McGriff, and like y'all saying, this super loaded JV team, so it's like he just reloading it at that point.
There ain't no day. That Billy D said that. I like Winter Haven, man. I picked Winter Haven to make it to the chip.
So does he have a PG on that because he lost the PGs this year? So
yeah, he got one. He got one.
I like Winter Haven, man.
I'm not saying that I don't like Winter Haven too. I'm just saying that Bartow is not gonna fall off like people think they are. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a program. So he's got pieces to fill in. They might not be as dominant as the two teams that he just had, but they're still gonna be tough to beat. Is all I'm saying.
Gotcha. They not just finna go away.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta get out of here, man. I got a conference call.
All right.
All right. We just finished up, so we about to finish up too. So.
All right.
Well, I mean, we kind of got through all of this. We'll post these lists tomorrow. You know, we'll upset some folks. You know, as we always do. Guys, I'll send it back to y'all just so I can make sure we all on the same page before we post it. But and the next show we'll do overall. We'll do a last. We may just post it end of the season overall top 10 for the scoop for the year. So, Coach, once again, appreciate your time, man, rocking with us. I know anything you want to end with. I know y'all been playing, and I know they had some games over at the field house this weekend. The field house in the community center. I don't know how I know it was a couple of local teams that participated. I don't know how they did. I didn't get any word.
There were a couple local teams. Tony Bradley. We were over there, the 17s and the 15-year-old team. We played up in 16s. We had a pretty good weekend where everybody improved. I will ask for thoughts and prayers because we're taking both teams to Indianapolis next week and put our talents up against, the rest of the country.
Okay. Well, Coach, it goes without saying we pray for y'all, man. Pray for y'all traveling mercies and everybody get there and get safe. I'm just so happy that the kids actually get to play. Shout out to 9th grade TB21 for winning. They bracket over there in the source. I think it was the source. It's called the Source Hoops, Florida Showdown. So shout out to TB21. I don't know about how any other teams did. If we find out about it, we'll post it on the page as always. We always don't promote it. If we see it, we'll post it. And shout out to everybody that competed, that are able to compete. And just like I said, I'm just happy the kids are able to get a actual travel ball season in this year because they weren't able to get one in last year. So that's great to know and great to see. And I know they are excited about that. So travel mercy for y'all, Coach, and any other teams that's hitting the road. I know I saw a couple of teams. I know Florida FTL and Team T-Mac went up to Atlanta last week or the week before that and participated. So I'm just happy that the kids getting a chance to get out there and compete, and everybody just continue to stay safe, man. Continue to stay safe and do the same stuff. Wear your mask and keep your distance and wash your hands and all that stuff. We don't want nobody getting sick. And you all that put your orders in for the shirts, we appreciate you. The shirts came in over the weekend for that first order, so they will be going. I'll be going by the post office tomorrow to put them in the mail to you. So we appreciate y'all supporting Polk Hoops. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Trust me, we don't take it for granted at all. We thank y'all for everything that y'all do and helping us to be us. And as long as y'all keep rocking with us, we'll keep doing this. So until next time, everybody be safe this week, man. Last 9 weeks, students, make sure that y'all, I bring to the gym in the morning, boss. I got you. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, and make sure that y'all, FTL is hitting the road again this week too. They're going to Kansas City, Missouri this week. So traveling mergers for FTL, and FTL Gold plays first by winning each game by, I guess that's double digits. So shout out to FTL Gold. Shout out to FTL Girls. So I saw that y'all put a girl team together. So that's even better. That's great that the young ladies getting a chance to get out there and play because they don't always get the same opportunities that the guys get. So shout out to FTL young ladies for coming second, and they played upper division. See, like that's what Coach is saying. So great job this season. I mean, it looked like this weekend FTL had a good showing this weekend, and traveling mercy to you all as y'all head to Missouri next week. Hopefully y'all get there safe. Everybody stay healthy and y'all win all your games and have a good experience for the kids. So appreciate all that y'all doing over there as well. Appreciate all the travel ball teams for giving these kids a chance to get on the road and have a chance to have experience that they probably wouldn't normally get. That's kind of what it's all about. So if all in I don't know about a bracket, Coach Simmons. I posted the bracket on. Well, I ain't posted the bracket. I just posted teams that was playing over there this past weekend, but they had a bracket out there. So, all right. Well, Coach, you be safe this week, man. Everybody, y'all be safe. Make sure y'all keep getting better. Take care of yourself, and till next time, we'll do it again. Polk Hoops out.